Good morning, LBHT crew. Good morning, Rogue Nation. Good morning, good friends. Yes. As you can see, I am still on vacation. I was this close to canceling the show, but for the sake of consistency, I decided to keep it going. So I'm on location, so to speak. All right. I hope y'all can hear me well. Trying not to speak too loud, wake the whole house up. But we are in here. Who do we have in the chat? We got Brandon Royals. Salute. Good morning. Good morning. We got KKB301. Says the Ravens had a plan. Derrick Henry. That should have been the plan all season. Showcase in the house. Good morning. He said we better not lose. We better not lose. That's a fact. FN Market Maven says, let's convert this gift cards into some cash and do the unthinkable. Okay. JR in the house, good morning. Salute to you. Iron Addict, good morning. Good morning. What else we got in here? Team Ramey, good morning. We got Big Reg in the house, good morning. Yolanda, good morning. Good morning. Good to see y'all. Prodigy and Havoc, Mob Deep says, good morning, Flock. We on our way. Salute. Corey Hunt in the house. Good morning. Cousin Davon. Good morning. We got Noah in the house. What's up, Noah? Good morning. And Key Mold. Good morning. Good morning. Good morning. All right. Dapper Dons, I see you. Good morning. N Mun. Good morning. How about them Browns? Yes. How about them Browns? Who else is coming in here? Grellis is coming in here. Good morning. Jerome Bigby. Big congratulations to Jerome Bigby and his family for the firstborn. Congrats.
Congratulations, Jerome.
Tori's in the house. Salute. Co-Air Media Multimedia. Good morning. Reese, good morning. All right. Look, man, we talked about it last night. Hendo Yolanda talked about it. The Ravens are still in it. I said it last week. We're still got to suffer through at least one more week. Of their inconsistent play, of some bad coaching, of some terrible defense, because somehow they were going to find a way to win the game. They found a way to beat the Packers on the road, which I called, man. Like the Packers have a lot of injuries. A lot of key injuries, right?
Yeah, they were still in the game though.
Huh?
They were still in the game until they brought in that third quarterback. Then it was just all over after that.
Well, yeah, they're much better coached than we are.
No, that's yes,
and Malik Willis, even though he's a backup, is a starting caliber quarterback in my opinion.
But it makes so much money.
But no starting quarterback. Your star edge rusher is out. Your star tight end is out.
Yes,
that's a lot to overcome.
Yeah.
So, but we pulled out the win, and then the Steelers, man. I mean, I would laugh at them, but we're looking at them in a mirror. We're one and the same. Like they just cannot get out of their own way. They are also missing some key players. But I'll tell you this, man. When your star quarterback is still in the game, right? You get no excuses, right? Like if Lamar Jackson's been playing with nothing, he's been playing with nothing at O-line all year, and there's no excuses for him, right? Aaron Rodgers gets no excuses. They're trying to call this man the comeback player of the year yesterday, and I'm like, how? Like he sucked all year,
right?
But because they thought, like most people thought that they're gonna win the division, they're trying to crown them, and they mess around and got cute, tried not to get Myles Garrett the sack record, which congratulations, they didn't. And they lost the game because of it. And now they're going, they're playing at home, but the Ravens are coming to town to take that title back.
Who'd have thought it? Who'd have thought it? I wouldn't have. But yeah, it's crazy to think. Like you said, they were more concerned about not letting Myles Garrett get the sack record. But Aaron Rodgers, for as much as if you watch that game, that he's staring down receivers and looking at people and yelling at people, I put that game on his shoulders. He played very poorly. And then at the end of the game, and then I later saw Denzel Ward said, whose bright idea was it to test me on 3 straight possessions? Like they got down to the goal line to tie the game. He and Marquez Valdez Scantling were not on the same page, but you went to him 3 or 4 straight times. Like I'm not understanding what you were thinking. Pat Fry move to me would have been the move because he's the one that got you down to the goal line. But Aaron Rodgers being Aaron Rodgers, and that last throw on 4th down, he was off target. So how can he be comeback player of the year when he has pedestrian quarterback numbers and he hasn't done much all year? So I mean, they spin the narratives that they want in the NFL, and if they give this man comeback player of the year from not coming back from anything other than bad play, it's a travesty.
Yeah, they do that in the NFL though. They if you have a bad year and then you turn around and have a really good year, they usually you can win it. I've seen it happen before. I can't remember who it was, but that does happen.
Do you guys think it was pass interference on the last play from 4th and goal on Denzel Ward?
You don't call that. Even if it was, you don't call that. They don't call it in the NFL.
Okay. Yeah. I just wanted to make sure, because our other friend, the Steelers fan, allegedly.
He cries about everything.
Yeah, he got mad.
Everything.
Yes.
Everything.
Yeah, his thing was he didn't look back at the ball. He hit his hand before. But here's the thing: you can hit the receiver's hand
if you're both going for the ball.
Yeah, if you're both going for the ball and you're making a play on the ball, it's also stopping you from catching the ball. That's not pass interference because pass interference is you grab him before the ball is out and it's not even near you guys.
Or face guard.
Yeah, or if the ball's like halfway there and then he hits you, that's pass interference. But if you hit him as the ball is going to his hands and your hands, that's not pass interference. Not looking back, you can get away with this sometimes if you don't, like you said, face guard. And you know what? And we're not talking about some Joe Schmo cornerback here. You know what I mean? I know he plays for Cleveland, and Cleveland doesn't have a good. It's Cleveland. Like people, they love Joe Thomas for years. He got a lot of credit. Denzel Ward is one of the best cornerbacks in the league. Period. You know what I mean? It's not like it's not like some scrub. Okay, so he knows what he's doing, and I don't really think it was a PI because,
Well, like Bill Bear says, the ball wasn't all that catchable, right?
Yeah,
that plays into it too. And it's one of those that's one of those calls in that situation. Like that's more of a judgment call, right? That's not a blatant missed call. And are you really mad at that, or are you mad that your team only put up 6 points?
On this Cleveland Browns offense, they only got 13 points. You know what I mean? You guys stopped them without your star player to 13. You know what I mean? So yeah, I would be mad. Like you only got 6? 6? Really?
6 points.
That's you should be mad at your offense completely. I mean
they had plenty of opportunities to close it out. Good morning, Tracy says, "Rise and shine, all. Be safe out there." There's Ferris. Yes, there's Ferris.
All right. But also, too, I want to temper expectations because going into the first Pittsburgh Steelers matchup in Baltimore, I'll say we, because you're my, we're fan. We were very confident you would beat Pittsburgh, and then you didn't beat Pittsburgh. And I don't want to know, same minefield coming in this week where it's Sunday night. We're very excited to be. You're 100%. We're going to beat Pittsburgh. You know what I mean? But you can't. Sometimes this matchup specifically, in a sense, kind of you throw out the record because all hell breaks loose. And this division is crazy because Cleveland just beat Pittsburgh. So this division, man, anybody can beat anybody on any given day. Thanksgiving, you guys didn't show up in Cincinnati, won, and then you smacked Cincinnati a couple weeks later. So you don't know, man. You don't know.
You're absolutely right. And good morning, Coach. Salute to you. Appreciate you coming through. Daryl, I see you in here. Imani, Kwame, God's favorite. Salute. Good morning to all y'all. Good morning. Sway's World. I got you, Kimo Old and Reese. Baker Production says playoffs start this week for the Ravens.
Yep.
Yeah. Yeah. That's the NFL, right? Like
Yeah.
we think we're going on a run. We lose a ugly game to the Bengals on Thanksgiving night, and then we don't take care of business at home against the Steelers. And I mean, and this is why I don't want to hear any crying for them. Like there were a ton of missed calls in that game, but at the end of the day, it's about us. Like we just didn't do the things we were supposed to do to win that game, despite all that. But I figured, okay, we beat the Bengals, blanked them, cool. In my mind, I figured all we had to do is either beat the Patriots or the Packers and beat the Steelers in week 18, because I assumed the Steelers were going to lose to the Lions, because the Lions, a very talented team, still playing to get into the playoffs, at home, was just a flat out better team. And they lost, and they lost that game, the Lions, and we lose to the Patriots. And I was like, that's not good. That's at that point, I was like, that's a wrap. But then seeing how the Lions, went out the following week to the Vikings with their third string quarterback, or second string quarterback, excuse me, the second string quarterback, and the first string wasn't playing well. I'm like, oh, the Lions ain't it either.
Right.
that's all going on. They're just bad. I just I assume that they were better than that, but they're not.
He had 45 yards passing, Jose.
45 yards passing.
Then they beat the Lions on Christmas.
Yeah.
The Lions, amen. They lost too many coaches, too much coaching staff turnover. They lost both coordinators, and both coordinators took coaches with them. JT Barrett, who was the QB coach and offensive assistant in Detroit, went with Ben Johnson to Chicago. Aaron Glenn took a couple of defensive assistants with him to New York. Antoine Randall L, Indiana University. He went to Chicago, and Kelvin Shepard had to rebuild that defensive staff. And then they brought in Joe Morton from, I don't know where the hell they bring him from. And that offensive staff needed to be rebuilt. And we're seeing in Chicago, Ben Johnson, he knows what he's doing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And you can see on the Lions' part, their offense is discombobulated. Yeah. You can say like, oh, look at Jamar Chase, 235 yards rushing. That's great. Yeah, he did it against the Giants. That means nothing. Everyone does that against the Giants. You just got to be confident.
Jamar Chase says it to everybody, though.
Yeah. Jahmyr Gibbs, Jahmyr Gibbs is pretty good. But yeah, so they're discombobulated. David Montgomery is kind of on the sideline. So yeah, man, they're just. Yeah, you're right, man. They're bad.
Salute to Todd watching all the way from the UK. Appreciate it.
Indeed. But with the Lions, it's more of the same with the Lions than it is with the Ravens. Their general manager failed to replace Frank Ragnar, their center, and that really hurt their offensive line. Yes. And then more importantly, the coaching staff. Now, Dan Campbell is a great coach. He's shown that. But what he has shown this offseason was the inability to replace Ben Johnson, and then decided to take over the play calling himself. A lot of those things hurt, and then Jared Goff reverting to being Jared Goff. That hurt the Lions, and they're out. But yeah, the Steelers did what they needed to do, but they were at full strength. Now, the DK Metcalf suspension is what initially hurt this team. TJ Watt and his punctured lung, that hurt some. But the defense is still balling, as they've shown you. They can still play without TJ Watt. But I think more importantly, Mike Tomlin and his inability to get an offensive coordinator that can successfully navigate this offense, and then with the ownership bringing in Aaron Rodgers as a last resort during the offseason, I think that really hurt the team. But we're no better. We have an offensive system that we don't know what identity we want to run if we want to be a running team. But when John Harbaugh's back gets against the wall, all of a sudden Derrick Henry gets a career high in carry. So it's going to be an interesting game. If we lose this game, in my opinion, John Harbaugh should be fired on the spot. They lost DK Metcalf. Darnell Washington just broke his arm, so his availability is probably going to be down for the game. So you lost two of your best wide receivers. Your defense is ailing. if we can't beat a team that the Cleveland Browns, with that as great as the Cleveland Browns
Yama
defense
also
is,
hurt too, right?
Yes.
he's injured as well. And with this defense, like Brodney said yesterday, they may statistically be good with sacks and pressures, but they give up a lot of points. And the Steelers only put up 6 points versus this team. And that shows you how putrid this offense really is. So if they come out here and score 27, 30-something points against this Ravens defense, we don't deserve to go to the playoffs.
Hey, I mean, facts. That's facts. Look, we got over 100 people in here. Make sure you hit that like button. If you're new to both channels, all 3 channels, hit the subscribe button. Lunch break hot take right here. Rogue Pod over there. And further over to that side there, good friends, better rivals. Subscribe to all 3. All right. Who else is in here? World class salute. Appreciate you coming through. Appreciate you. Coach said not putrid.
Well,
you watched that game yesterday. Good gosh.
Yolanda has a question. Does a win against Pittsburgh make Harbaugh's job more secure?
I hope not.
It shouldn't.
It shouldn't. No.
But it
in theory, yeah. I mean, look, you guys have pointed it out. I've heard Engraven pointed out. You know, when you have somebody working for you for that long, you're going to develop a friendship, right? And it's hard to fire your friends, but this is also business. It's a multi-billion-dollar business, and you know, business can't get in the way of friendship. Like, you know, I hate that narrative. You know, like we always got to protect coaches in front office or whatever. We don't talk about them the same way we talk about players. You know, a player, you know, drops a pass, cut him, trade him. You know, you don't care about, you know, what that does for them and their family. But a coach, we talk about firing a coach. Oh, you know, these are people, and I don't want, you know, like we're talking about their livelihoods. Listen, those coaches' salaries are 100% guaranteed. And as many of y'all point out, Harbaugh can get a job tomorrow. Okay, then he's fine. I would have no qualms about firing this man. He's gonna be A-okay. All right. Hey, we can still be neighbors. Okay.
Yeah, George Young, the former president of operations of the Giants, said positions in the front office can't be fireproof. That's why you will never have, like, that's why he made sure to never ever put
a black head coach in the Giants.
Well, okay, you can point that out, but also, I'm not going to disagree. That's why he said he never ever put. If your last name was Tish or Mara, you never worked in this department. He never. Chris Mara wanted to become the GM. He said no. The farthest you're going to go is scout, and that's it. Because you're going to be fireproof.
There's limit to his nepotism.
Exactly. Yeah, because he still has his boss is still his brother. So he's like, I'll compromise and I'll make him a scout because he was working under his dad at the time. Like, if you want me to not beat the living snot out of your son, fine, I'll make him a scout. He said we can't have that because we can't be beyond reproach because we start everything. We hire the coaches, we draft the players, we hire the scouts. It starts from us, and if we suck at our jobs, everything else will suck. It'll actually trickle down. If we don't know what we're doing, the team isn't going to know what they're doing, and no one's going to know what they're doing. And look at the New York Giants now. Look at the Ravens. People can't be fireproof. You're not doing your job, you're fired. End of discussion. And Ernie Corsi did the same thing. No, I'm from the George Young tree. No, that's why Jerry Reese got the job. Chris wanted the job, but Ernie was like, no. And Steve said, we're not hiring him either. We're going with Jerry. Shout out to Jerry Reese. First black GM to ever win a Super Bowl. Shout out to you. 2, actually. Oh, well, that's a good point as well.
Yeah, 2 Super Bowls, they fired him.
Yeah, no, I didn't agree with it. Point that out. I don't agree with it. You know what? Hire Brian Flores.
No.
Even though he's suing us, hire him anyway.
Why you keep no? Ozzy's the first black GM.
No, he wasn't the GM.
Technically,
what was his title?
He was the president, but we didn't have a GM at that time, so he took on the GM role.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then a couple of years later, he became the GM. So he technically was the GM first.
Yeah, well, you know what? That's not what history says. So shout out to Jerry Reese. Yeah.
Hey, shout out to Jerry Reese.
And shout out to
Shout
Jerry
out to
Reese.
Jerry's.
But yes, all right, man. We up to almost 200 people in here now, man.
True.
Hit that subscribe button. Okay, Lunch Break Hot Take, Rogue Pod, Good Friends, Better Rivals. Those are the 3 channels you need to subscribe to. Go ahead and do it now. All right. It only takes a couple minutes, and we appreciate it. We're up early for you guys. I'm still enjoying my vacation.
It's free too. It's free.
I'm not. I don't have vacation. I have to work both jobs today. So.
Oh,
Really?
no.
Really?
You got to work from the comfort
you know
of your
what?
home?
You know what?
No.
Oh, I do not tonight. And then let's see. I'll get. To
Oh
go
no.
Then I'll get to go to sleep at approximately what 7:30 tomorrow. So I'll be up for the next 26 hours.
You have to get up and move your mouse around and then.
Wow. Touche.
You could do that. Hey, I ain't trying to put anybody's business out there, but I heard that's an option.
Oh no, not with B off.
Oh yeah. Well, shout out to B. That's he did that to y'all, not me. Yeah. Okay.
He should be here since he's not doing anything for over a week.
That's a fact. There's nothing to keeping him from joining us, except for sleep. All right, so you guys
just put it on his face, be like, "Hey, wake up!"
Right.
Wake up.
Wait. All right, the chat is not loving the idea of Harbaugh being here any longer. You are finally fed up like we are, and yes, it shouldn't matter. I said at the beginning of the year, I don't care if he wins the Super Bowl.
Doesn't matter.
And that's what I thought we were going to be, really in a running for a Super Bowl. We would be a much better team than we are now. I said it didn't matter if he won a Super Bowl. We can ask him to step down quietly, tell him, hey, we want to go in a different direction after this. But now I definitely don't care. If we make it to the playoffs like we should now, and we run the table somehow, yes, that would be a great story, but he still has to go. You cannot sit there and say, hey, he did everything he needed to do. The goal was to win the Super Bowl. We did it. We did it with the help of a bad division, right?
Also, too,
just a weird season. Like that's not you can't game plan for that. That would just us be getting lucky at this point.
Any other season in the AFC North, we would have been eliminated.
Been eliminated.
And somebody said on Twitter, you can't applaud Harbaugh for having the shovel that dug the hole that put us in it in the first place.
Facts.
Exactly right. Because let's say you guys do run the table, win the Super Bowl. I think the first question you should ask is, what took so long? Why are you now knowing how to coach and setting up the team right? Why weren't you doing this for the last 18 weeks?
Self-preservation.
Exactly. I mean, so like you purposely weren't doing your job. Then you picked and choose when you did your job, which is something you yell at players for doing, called, you know what I mean? So you point out their lack of accountability of not showing up weeks here and there. You didn't show up at all this year. Right. One week you finally spam Derrick Henry, and then the other week you say no, Derrick Henry's on the bench. So you weren't doing your job. Facts. So why do you deserve to be here?
Facts. And the only reason he did his job was because he's succumbed to the pressure of people asking him why Derrick Henry wasn't in the game. If they had to ask him that question, if the media hadn't actually got grown some and asked that question, he'd still do this rotation BS.
Mm-hmm. And let me tell y'all something. And this is where the fans can affect things a little bit, where we do have some role in it, right? It's not kissing the ass, just being a rah-rah guy. And listen, and no disrespect to anybody that just wants to think positively about the team, but holding your team accountable when you're visibly mad, right? On social media, you're calling the radio stations, and you're replying to just very big tweets and saying, hey man, ask them why Derrick Henry's not getting the ball. Like when it's just obvious that everybody wants to know why Derrick Henry's not getting the ball down the stretch, they have to ask that question, right? And when fans they not take they used to the BS answers, they're not going to accept that, and reporters know, hey, I can't. You gotta give me more than that, right? Like I gotta ask it again a different way, other than that's just the way the game went. Well, what do you mean by that? We can't, like you said, that the last 5 years. So what do you mean by that? Right? Like that's what happens when fans hold the team accountable. When they're like, hey, what happened there? And I don't want no BS answer.
Whoa.
Yeah, you saw
Reporters
that?
have to
You
ask
saw that? I saw that too.
It's a Christmas miracle.
It's the lunar eclipse.
I see
Haley's comet.
What's up, Mikey?
Shout out to our guy, Mike.
Big Mike.
Yes.
We miss you, bro.
The best nation
Yes,
is
indeed.
donation.
Facts.
Everyone.
Thanks for coming through, Mikey. World Class says the worst thing that can happen is us go 9-8, beat the Bills in the playoffs game. Lamar will be gone, and we'll be right back where we were before. Lamar got here with no culture. Lamar, I don't think Lamar's going anywhere.
Right.
Lamar has to ask to leave, and
he has a no trade clause.
He has a no trade clause, and it has to be the right situation. He's not going to go just anywhere. So, you could probably look at a few teams that he might, Miami might come to mind. Miami might put together a package for him. And also, he would have to ask to go, and the Ravens be willing to let him go. Right?
Yeah, they don't have to trade him.
But don't let mainstream media fool you guys, because I saw a few headlines for some of these shows. I even watched a couple where they're like, should the Ravens move on from Lamar Jackson? That is a false narrative, right? Because they're making you think that they have the control in that situation. They don't. It's they can't just trade him without Lamar Jackson's permission. He has a no trade clause, and he's going to account for about 70% of the cap if they don't get a deal done. So he holds all the cards. What the Ravens are thinking about is re-signing him. Extending his deal. Extending his deal.
Yes,
essentially that's how you can restructure to give him some cap relief. And everybody saying, hey, if you're Lamar,
don't do it.
No, do it, but you do it with stipulations. Say, hey, before I move forward, and give you guys some help, new coaching staff, right? I don't want to coach with I don't want to play with this guy anymore. It's been 8 years. We haven't gotten it done. Go in a different direction. That's what any other organization would do. That's a reasonable request, and it shouldn't have to be a request that's made. It's something that should be done by the GM. The other thing is fix the O-line. I need protection out there. This offseason, and try to get me a weapon.
What about
Philadelphia fired Doug Peterson, who'd won a Super Bowl 3 years prior, and said, "Yep, you're fired." Knowing that a couple years, like 6 years before that, they fired Andy Reid. So what makes John Harbaugh more special than Andy Reid and Doug Peterson? Nothing. There's nothing special about him. So he shouldn't have a job.
You also forgot to mention that after firing Doug Peterson, they went to 2 Super Bowls. Because we're going to get if John Harbaugh isn't the coach, then who can coach this team?
Well, that's what I was going to say. Like it was only like Fred said, only 3 years after Doug Peterson won the Super Bowl, they said, all right, time to go. And Sirianni went to the Super Bowl 2. They lost, right? And then before, and they went back last year. And before they went, the talk was, you don't get it done this year,
you're gone.
You're out. That organization is not playing around, and that's how and they're still serious about it.
Howie Roseman does not care who you are, what you've done. If you're not doing it, you're gone. And he, it's not like he hasn't made mistakes. He has, but guess what? He's rectified them. Like the famous mistake people always bring up is you didn't draft Justin Jefferson. Why did you draft Jalen Reagor? Well, guess what? He's like, yeah, you know what? That was a horrible mistake. I agree. So here's Devonta Smith and AJ Brown. And Philadelphia Eagles fans were like, yeah, we don't care anymore about Justin Jefferson. Yeah, we don't care.
Right.
Two Super Bowl appearances, 1 Super Bowl victory later, they don't care. They don't care.
Yeah.
I asked Caleb this. Caleb, would you rather have what happened to me, or would you rather keep your Cowboys who are good every year, but always get crushed or depressedly beaten in the playoffs every year in the divisional matchups, or witness 2 Super Bowl victories? And you'd be like, I'd rather have you because you at least witnessed 2 Super Bowl victories. At the end of the day, you want to watch Super Bowls. You want to win Super Bowls.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Like there's still those defenders out there of Harbaugh, and it's they love Harbaugh / hate Lamar Jackson, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I don't even want to bring up that article that one idiot wrote. I hate that it got so much attention, right? He's always ran this grift around here, and if you're in the Baltimore area, we're used to just ignoring him, right? Just like,
I forgot
Nick
all about
Wright,
him.
man. It's Nick
right,
Wright's fault. Because Nick Wright read
like
it on air.
Nick Wright and Colin Cowherd, mentioned it, and gave him some credibility, which he has none, right? But that's the market, right? If you write things like that about Lamar Jackson and it gets picked up, you get a little attention on you. But no, you never choose a coach over a star player, which is what Preston has done 4 years. He did the same thing with Ray Lewis, right? Of course, they didn't listen. They fired their coach 2 years later. Ray Lewis had 3 more All-Pro bids, 6 more Pro Bowls, and of course, he finished his career with a Super Bowl. So, don't take that advice.
Ray Lewis beef with Brian Billick?
No, there's no. That's the whole point. You don't listen to Mike Preston. He just makes things up.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
That's the whole point. He just makes things up, right? But in this case, you don't. There's only one choice to make, and that's Lamar Jackson. You can't blame a 2-time league MVP and say, "Oh, it's not the coach, it's the player." Well, I'm sorry. He's done too much here. Whether you think Lamar could do more or not, John Harbaugh's time has come and gone. And if you think Lamar could do more, you damn sure better think John Harbaugh could do more.
Thanks.
Should do more. You're the head coach.
He showed you this last game that he could have done more.
Yeah.
We should have been doing it all along. But let's not. As much as we love to give John Harbaugh all the flack, EDC. If I'm Lamar, I'm like, hey, we need to look into a new general manager as well. He has not done a great job having the most draft picks since 2019. And then even if you look at this season, if possibly Tyler Huntley started one of those 2 games that they started Cooper Rush, a signing that most of us said, what's up, Just Allo, that most of us said at the time, he doesn't fit this system. It's not going to work. And if John Harbaugh would have just played Huntley, we might not be in a situation. The division might be wrapped up by now. And if I'm Lamar, I'm like, we need better all around, fundamentally, not just the head coach. We need someone that can bring in guys that can affect the game. Because if we do win this game next week and Lamar Jackson starts a playoff game, right now we are slated to play the Houston Texans. And if you've seen what Will Anderson and Danielle Hunter have done recently,
you're going to kill your quarterback.
This offensive line is in trouble. And if we lose this game, it's going to be, well, Lamar didn't play well. Not the fact that we didn't build an offensive line around him. John Harbaugh is probably going to run Derrick Henry 10 times during that game, and Todd Monk is going to panic. So for me, it's just organizationally, we have to change something. And you can't just keep putting it on Lamar. Yes, Tyler Huntley has played well. But do you really honestly believe, for those people that say trade Lamar, start Tyler Huntley, do you believe 20 completions and 102 yards a game is going to get it done, especially when Derrick Henry retires?
Also, too, this is the same team you beat 30-0 or 37.
30-2.
30-2 in the playoffs a couple years ago.
No. That was on Christmas Day last season. And in the playoffs that as well. So they're not happy. They remember that. It's the same team. So you don't think they're going to come in and try to take somebody's head off?
Kwame swear he got some receipts. Says Jose, he's a Hendo. Jose swore Huntley was no different from Cooper Rush, though. Hindsight is 2020. I said Huntley is not better than Cooper Rush, and I want to tell y'all something. He ain't. He's different in terms of he can use his feet, right? But you saw the games that he's won. You saw how he played versus how Cooper Rush played. How many carries did did Derrick Henry get in those games that Cooper Rush is in there? Was it 36?
No.
No.
They tried to make
No.
Cooper Rush the reason you guys won that game. Be like, oh, our star free agency backup signing. He's gonna win us this game. Then you realize, no, he can't win you this game.
Yolanda Hendo said it last night. When Lamar's in the game, they run an offense that they want to run, right? And when they put in Tyler Huntley, they're running the offense that best suits them. And they thought because Cooper Rush is a better passer, and he is, they can run the offense that they want to run, but the O-line keeps them from doing it. Cooper Rush is a better quarterback. We read you the stats. He has better stats all around, more wins than Tyler Huntley. He's a better quarterback. He just can't. I mean, he can't run. He can't use his feet in this system with this O-line, and it's better suited for Tyler Huntley. And this is no diss to Tyler Huntley. He did what he needed to do to win 2 crucial games. But if he was in a situation where he had to pass, we'd have had some problems.
Yeah, man. Okay? That's how you didn't watch a single Dallas Cowboys game with Cooper Rush, where they basically said, shout out to.
Maybe just real quick, hold that thought. Shout out to Amp for the $2 donation. Says the defense still almost lost to a backup QB
with a shoulder injury.
Finish your thought there, Ferris.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, you signed Cooper Rush and you tried to do something he never did in Dallas. In Dallas, they had a better offensive line than you. Well, every time Cooper Rush came in the game, their offense changed because he wasn't Dak Prescott. They ran the ball more. They relied on play action, and they relied on their defense to win them games. That's how Cooper Rush has a great record. It wasn't because he won Dallas those games. Mike McCarthy, who was his coach, told him, don't lose me the game. Don't lose me the game, and we're going to win this game. And that's why he has a better record than Tyler Huntley. He's better as a passer per se, but he's not a better football player. You know what I mean? So it's because John Harbaugh was like, hey, go win me the game. And Mike McCarthy was like, don't lose me the game. We're going to run the ball behind this offensive line, behind Zach Martin when he was still playing, behind, I don't remember. That offensive line's changed over the years. Tyler Smith, they ran the ball. But then, you bring in Cooper Rush, like, hey, go throw for 300 yards. I'm like, you've never seen the Dallas Cowboys game with him then, if you thought that was going to happen. Because they never did that, ever. Like, zero. They played defense, they ran the ball. That's how they won the games. That's why his record is as good as it is, because the defense would play better, because they knew we have to make up for Cooper Rush. When Dak's in the game, we may take a series off, and he may, save us. But when Cooper's in the game, we can't. We need to win a game 20-14. We can't win a game 28 or 31, 24, whatever, you know what I mean? That just proves to your coach is an idiot. And you're not a good coach if you don't know what you're working with. You know what I mean? I don't get it.
Kwame wants to know if Derrick Henry had 36 carries in the Bears game. No, he had 21 carries. And Tyler Huntley also ran the ball 8 times. They ran the ball in that game too. All right. Tyler Huntley, I mean, he did a decent job passing, 17 and 22, 186 yards and a touchdown. Very efficient. But don't forget his runs too. And like I said, that's something that he can do that Cooper Rush can't do, right? Which helps keep him upright. If he had to stand in the pocket, right, and depend on his O-line, and they called plays where the plays had to take a little more time to develop, which is what they try to do with Lamar and Cooper. You see a different Tyler Huntley.
Facts. Because if you look at the season as a whole, Lamar Jackson was the top 3 quarterback, I believe, when we ran play action. One of the highest rated quarterbacks in the league. But because we didn't run the ball when Lamar was in the game, play action didn't become effective and we didn't utilize it. But with Tyler Huntley, we do these type things. The play calling, everybody can see. Even the announcer said the play calling looks different when the backups are in the game, because now the coaches have to coach. They can't just rely on Lamar to say, go out there and do your thing. So in hindsight, yes, you can believe what you want to believe, it's your opinion. But to me, if you really believe Tyler Huntley can go out here and win this game and then take us on a playoff run, it's your prerogative. I hope you get what you want. Quite honestly, I hope you get what you want. I hope it. I hope he starts all the games and you get exactly what you're looking for.
Hendo, main point, Sunday Night Football, where Chris Collinsworth pointed out, Kyle Monangai, when they would do play action and how they would have to bring in their safeties and their middle linebackers in. And then literally the very next play, Ben Johnson sees that. So they bail out, and literally Colson Loveland is right behind the bailing linebacker perfectly because they bit on the Monangai play action. And the same thing, like when they used the blitz, they showed blitz, they had to run all the way back. One of the linebackers didn't know where Colson Loveland was. Colson Loveland was literally right next to him, and he just throws the ball at him, first down, because like that play action, it was like play action. It confused the two linebackers for San Francisco, and the Bears had a chance to win the game at the end. You know what I mean? So like perfectly what you said, Hendo, play action. They bit on Monangai. They would have to then show blitz, and then they'd have to bail out. But when they were bailing out, they couldn't pick up Colson Loveland. Loveland was wide open. That's good play calling, using the defense against themselves, their aggression. I mean, and guess what? The linebackers aren't Fred Warner. So of course they were going to make a mistake. They're not superhuman. Fred's not a human. But Tatum Bethune is, and he made a mistake. He was like, "Where's Colson Loveland?"
First. What are you talking about first?
The play action.
What are you talking about, bro?
Play action.
Okay, your 5-minute diatribe first. Come on now.
Stay on point, Ferris.
I was talking about play action.
Okay, good.
Okay, I was talking about play action. My bad.
Thank you, Ferris.
Thank you.
Coach says, I think the play call is the same. Snoop just reads the field different than Lamar. I mean, pass plays mostly, not run.
I don't think so.
It's 36 carries. It's not the same play calling, right?
Yeah, right.
Like they're a lot more intentional about giving Derrick Henry the ball when Snoop is in the game than when Lamar's in the game.
The quick game.
I mean, look, Coach breaks this down more than we do. To me, I see quicker passes. I see more screen passes. I see more. Hey, look here. If it's not there, run. I think he's coached to do that. Lamar obviously isn't coached to do that. It's go through your progressions, right? And the plays are drawn up that way, So it might be similar, and I don't think it's the same. And obviously it can't be the same because Huntley can't throw the ball like Lamar can, right? But like I said, Coach would be the one to break down that tape and explain that better than we can.
Yeah, and Huntley does get the ball out quicker. He does get the ball out quicker because look at the play design. How many since how many times during this game did we see Zay Flowers screen or reverse? Because we see them many times when Lamar's playing. Didn't see too many of them with Huntley in there. Like the play calling is slightly different. Like you said, they run the ball more. But I put more of that on the coaching staff than anything. It's not about who's the better player, who's the better fit for this offense. I put that on the coaches. If you see it working with Huntley, why would it not work with Lamar?
Because it's a coaching thing, right? Like you said, to your point, if they see Huntley out there, I should have plugged my computer in. I forgot I'm on my laptop. We got time. They're not telling Lamar, hey, your first read ain't there, run the ball, right? They're probably telling him that his first couple years, and now Lamar's like, yeah, how about you call some plays? How about we design some actual plays, And I'm not saying like Huntley was just a one read guy, but like that's how they kind of treat him. Hey, go through your first read, run the ball, throw it away, or whatever. And we're gonna run the ball a whole lot, a whole lot. And that's the type of team we should have been this year. We were running the ball a lot. That's why I said we need to get another running back in here, another starting caliber running back in here, so we can. It shouldn't have to be all on Derrick Henry, but we should be running the ball 40 to 50 times a game, right? That's supposed to be our
Absolutely.
identity.
Supposed to
You
be.
know,
It protects Lamar as well. It reduces the big hits. It reduces him having to run around. And because we can talk about it when he's running around. It happened to RG3. He was running around and his knee popped, and then boom, that was the end. So it reduces him running around. It reduces the big hits. It, like we said, when you said on your post-game show, it forces the defense to question their humanity. Like, do I want to keep hitting 6'2", 252-pound Derrick Henry?
And this is a comment right here.
Yeah.
This is a comment from House right here. He says they want explosive plays when Lamar is out there. They are conservative with Huntley. That's what it is. All right. They want Lamar to go out there and extend plays with his feet and make those big plays. And when Huntley's in there, it's, hey, just play it safe and we'll play conservatively. And if we get the win, great. If not, that's fine. We won't get blown out. That's what it is. Dungy is better than Harbs. Yeah, no question, Grails.
Yeah, Dungy's the reason for 2 different Super Bowl teams. You know what I mean? But no one wants to give him the credit because they're like, John Gruden. Yeah, right.
Yeah. Dude is throwing checkdowns at 3rd and 13. He's compromised when he has to throw the ball downfield. Of course, he's going to get the ball out quicker, throwing it 5 yards. How can y'all not see that? We see it. I don't think there's any argument over. I mean, look, anybody that's saying Huntley is better than Lamar, you already know not to engage them, right? Like you already know what time it is. You just tell them, okay, you have a good day. We ain't got to talk football. It's all good. All right. We're just talking about the difference in how the game looks between when they're in there. That doesn't speak to the quarterbacks. That speaks to the coaching, how they coach the game differently, right?
Because they want the ball out of Tyler Huntley's hands quickly.
Yeah.
Like team Ramey says, a 2-3 throw. First read, second read. If they're not open, throw it away or run. Lamar is drop back 5 steps, scan the field, find someone. But then they're also like, oh yeah, I forgot Andrew Voorhees sucks at laying guard. Here comes some 300-pound lineman running down Lamar Jackson.
Facts, Grails.
What Grail say here?
He said Huntley had it wide open Tyreek Hill and I-Chain. But he's better than he was his first go round with the Ravens. And like Jose said, we're not here doing a comparison. We're just talking about we should have a succinct game plan. Regardless, if Tyler Huntley is a Lamar Jackson version type QB, the play calling shouldn't change. It should be the exact same for both quarterbacks. We shouldn't have Lamar doing 5-step drops, waiting for receivers to get 20 yards down the field. But then when we put Huntley in, we doing quick screens. We doing vague slants because we don't take full advantage of the full route tree as a coaching staff. And I think that has hurt our wide receivers because they're only asked to do certain things. And that goes to the offensive coordinator who's hired by the head coach.
Hey, let me tell you something, man. Malik Willis had a career day against us. It didn't matter if Jordan Love was in there or not. He was throwing that rock. The only thing that limited Willis was his shoulder.
Yeah. And like someone in the chat said, they think Tyler Huntley's probably a good quarterback with better coaching. Well, any quarterback is pretty good with good coaching. Last year people were saying Caleb Williams is the worst thing since sliced bread. And then Ben Johnson changed his life. Trevor Lawrence, he's done. Doug Peterson, it's over with him. Well, look what Liam Cohn has done with him.
Yeah.
People were like, Sam Darnold, he's not going to have another good year leaving Minnesota. Look what Clint Kubiak's done for him. You know what I mean? A good coach can help a quarterback, whenever, man. A good coach can make anything happen. Bo Nix, people are like, yeah, he's fine. He's good. Sean Payne, people are like, why did he draft him? This is why. Because he fits his system. He's his guy. Same thing, I can't wait for Michael Penix to get a good head coach and offensive coordinator. Because I remember watching him at Washington, man. He was throwing them on dimes. Where Rome Odunze and Jalen McMillan and Jalen Polk, they were catches
Tangent.
where,
Tangent.
Okay, sorry. Get a better
Thank you.
coach, guys.
Thank you, Hendo, for keeping in check. Thank you, Ferris, for the for the analysis there. All right, we're gonna wrap this up because my laptop is gonna die out here pretty soon. Appreciate everybody coming through. Over 250 people in here. Now, most of y'all over on Hendo's channel, which I really appreciate. Hendo has been blowing up. Hendo and Yolanda have been putting in that work, and you've been supporting both of their channels. We trying to get the Roll Pod to 10,000 subscribers. All right, Yolanda she's at 2,000.
She got 2,000 with the Tom Grassi raid.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's get it to 3,000. All right, lunch break hot take. We're almost there. I gotta keep checking. Right 3,000. Ferris, we trying to get Ferris to 1,000. Okay, good friends, better rivals. All right,
we're at 270, guys. Trying to get to 300. Baby steps.
Ferris is going to educate you on all sports.
As you can see.
All sports. Yes.
He has a story for everything.
Yes. So
man, you like world football, you like hockey, and you like basketball, you like NFC East.
Appreciate that,
dumpster fire football. I got all of that.
Yes. Appreciate that. And real quick, while we have y'all, and good morning to everybody that's come in and that's been in here. Patreon.com/ROUG. Okay, that's how you can get some extra content from Hendo. Patreon.com/LBHTShow. That's how you get the overtime show over here, which happens on Wednesdays. And you guys, Ferris, have
270. Oh, patreon.com/LGR_network. That's our Patreon, as well as our Ko-fi page, ko-fi.com/LGR_network. Hendo wants to kill me when he sees me.
That's why I'm not. This is like the third time for us.
That's why I'm not allowed in Colombia.
This is like the third time for us.
I gotta check.
You don't even pay attention to what we say, do you? You just all off in your own world.
You know what? I don't lie to you.
Yeah, you were.
For a quick sec, I did kind of go somewhere else.
Thank you, Yolanda. We appreciate the super chat. It says thank you for the show, for the fire show. Thank you. Appreciate it. Yes. Sam over here trying to troll. Sam, it's too late.
Who's 6 and 2?
Don't read it. Don't read his comments.
I don't know. What it is.
You got an all lives matter thing on there too. Let me go to Hendo's channel so I can boot you.
Hey guys, all lives can't matter if Black lives don't matter.
Oh,
use your brain.
There you go. How about that?
It's literally self-explanatory.
And listen. Let me say one thing before we go here. Y'all know how we get down over here. All the name calling in the chat is unnecessary. Somebody's opinion is their opinion. Like if they believe something, that's their opinion. You can't tell them that they're wrong. You know what I mean? Like if you disagree with me, cool. I ain't gonna say you stupid, you're a clown, you wrong. They just differ in opinion. It's no need to get mad about another person's opinion.
Because I think, guys, it's football.
Have fun, man.
It's football. Right. It's a child's game.
A sport.
You know, I mean, we're not talking. We're not talking about serious stuff, man. We're talking football, guys. It's okay to disagree. Human rights. Then we,
But I do want to know why some of y'all ain't this mad at John Harbaugh. Y'all get mad at each other.
Yeah.
Calling each other names and getting just hostile. Why y'all not this hostile and mad at your head coach, who for the last 13 years has squandered some of the best teams in the NFL? But y'all give him a pass, and it's just next year it'll be okay. Your general manager, who's drafted really nothing, because now y'all done turned on Nate Wiggins. I haven't even turned on Nate Wiggins, but y'all done turned on Nate Wiggins something terrible. Why not come after your general manager like that, or the owner who refuses to make any changes?
This is a fact right here. Our network started over different opinions. Our network meaning our circle. That's what coach means. Meaning our circle started over different opinions, and it developed great conversations, great friendships, great chemistry. So discourse isn't a bad thing. It's are you mature enough to handle that discourse?
Yeah. Coach once told me when I met him once. He asked me what the greatest invention in all of human history was, and I'm like, what kind of question is that, bro? Threw me off.
I said
penicillin. He was like, no. It's like, then what is it then, coach? Tell me what it is. I still don't know.
Well, if you watch the Ravens Roundup, we usually have those type of questions at the end of the show now, and it's just so people can get to know us, get different side of us other than just Ravens talk, because we are people, we are human beings, and part of the reason why you guys support us the way you do is because you can connect with us on a certain level.
Oh yeah, see, air conditioning. He said air
conditioning.
Okay,
there you go.
There you go.
Actually, technically it's indoor plumbing, but it is what it is.
Okay.
Back in the day, man, people would have, what God's favorite? I once described myself as the Baskin Robbins of YouTube, but my co-founder didn't like that, so I can't say that anymore. So yeah.
But yet again, you just said it.
You know what? Because we got 36 different flavors, baby. Bang bang.
All right. On that note, we're gonna wrap this up. Appreciate y'all. One more time while we still got over 200 people in here. Hit that like and subscribe button on all 3 channels. Lunch Break Hot Take, that's my channel. Rogue Pod is Hendo's channel. Good Friends, Better Rivals is Ferris's channel. It only takes 2 seconds to do, so make sure you go and do that. Check out our Patreons. Okay, patreon.com/LBHTShow, patreon.com/ROUG, patreon.com/270.
LGR_network.
There you go. Go check everything out. And look, we'll be back here tomorrow, and then there will be no live show on my channel on Wednesday, but there will be a recorded show, and you don't want to miss that. You did miss last week. Last week was dope. This week's gonna be dope as well. All right. We're out of here. Y'all have a great day. Appreciate y'all.
Shout
Peace.
to peanut butter swirl.